unapologetic air.
Where we fucking don't know what we're doing, and I have no.
But we're unapologetic.
We're unapologetic about it. Let's speak some truth today. What are we talking about?
First of all, we're going to speak the truth on my rain hair and face. So, yeah, that's a mess.
It was terrible today.
It was really bad. And I had to do, like, real work before we came here. Oh, crap. My bad.
Silence that shit.
Didn't silence my phone. Anyway, speaking of being real, that's what we're going to talk about today. Everyone claims to be authentic.
I'm
but
such a
what
genuine
really
person.
is authentic?
The people that say they're authentic or not.
Is this like the man who says he's alpha?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, you don't really hear guys say it that often. They do. Some do. I guess they just say it in a different way. But it's girls that they're like, I'm just being true to myself.
Oh, fuck.
But
What does that mean?
But is being true to yourself just a cop out so that you can be toxic?
You can be a bitch?
That's not actually what our point is, but I am curious.
So you can, I'm just being me.
Yeah. Okay, now I have had guys tell me in the past, take it or leave it. Like, this is what you get. And that's bullshit.
I mean, I'm kind of with them.
No, but, okay. We're talking about toxic traits, though. We're talking about, like, I get the whole, like, take it or leave it if somebody, like, icks. An ick, yes, take it or leave it. But if you're doing something that is hurtful or derogatory or condescending.
Oh, like them talk, like you do shit. And they're like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yes.
Yeah, take it or leave it. No. Mm-mm.
Or I had an ex that was always like, I'm just being honest. No, you're being an asshole. You're not being honest.
Just trying to be truthful with you.
No, you're just an asshole, and you're using the excuse of I'm just being honest.
So they're hiding behind their red flag to make it a green flag on themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually think girls are really bad about that too, though.
Is it manipulation then?
It's the whole like it is kind of like our whole like I'm a strong woman thing, and honey, you strong, but you strong on the wrong thing. Strong.
Yeah. I think women focus too much on the wrong things. Absolutely. You hone in on something, you just get stuck on it.
Ooh, okay. So I have a friend that has been dating this girl, and she like even is
monogamously. Is that a word? Monogamously? Or...
That's a whole nother story.
Okay.
But yes, it should be monogamously. But that's a whole nother story.
In her mind, is it monogamous? Because that's a difference.
No, because he's just telling the truth. Yeah, so
she's in a situation. She's in a situation.
1,000. Like if there was like a couple that you could put next to the word situationship,
that would be them.
It's these two human beings.
Oh,
but
poor baby.
She is always saying that she's constantly working on herself, and she's like, I'm just trying to better myself, and I'm working on myself, and blah blah blah. Blah. And she even got certified in like pelvic aura healing or something. And this poor baby is as toxic as it gets. First of all, she's in the situationship. Okay?
And oblivious?
No, she fully is knowing that she's in the situationship.
Oh. Okay.
Like he's even, because he's playing the whole like I'm just being honest with you thing. I'm telling you the truth. I'm being upfront. And look,
so he's being upfront with his expectations and what he wants.
And she is trying so hard to get validated. So this is what's funny about that, is that she is presenting herself on social media as this woman who's doing the work on herself. She's gone through these certifications, and she's technically a life coach. And she is in a relationship with my friend who's like, I'm not letting the roster go because you hadn't earned it.
Then why? That's her own damn fault for staying.
I know, but this is the whole like strong woman thing that I'm talking about. Like women are like, I'm a strong. No, baby, you far from it.
I think a high value strong woman does things in silence. Does that make sense?
So does a man.
Like though you do things internally to motivate. It's not something you put out in the world.
Right, you don't have to because you're not looking for validation.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have another question for you.
I can't handle needy people, though.
I just had
needing validation.
On the way over here, I had that conversation with somebody.
I can't.
Like, I'm so
go find somebody else.
So over it. And maybe this is the Karen in me. This might be the Karen. This might be the middle-aged white woman Karen coming out.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't have any tolerance for it. I'm like, bitches, just get out the way. Okay, so I have a question for
Get
you.
out the way.
There's this person on the intranet, and he is like I don't need validation from other people. Like, blah, okay. But also every day posts on Facebook a rage baiting comment. To me, it says, give me attention, I need validation.
He definitely needs attention.
Right. So to me, it's
Are we talking about
counteractive.
somebody we know?
No, you've never met him. I've never met him. He's just a social media person.
Oh, nah.
And when I say every single day he'll take something that he knows is going to get under somebody's skin on Facebook. So it's going to start a conflict. And yeah, to me it says I want to always be the center of attention. And even though it's not directly, he'll post thirst traps too, by the way.
Does he wear gray sweatpants?
No, he just doesn't wear a shirt. But I'm looking at it and I'm seeing you may not actually be saying the I'm alpha, but you're going, I don't need to be validated. And then you're doing this every single day.
That's just a red flag all around.
With that being said, I post things all the time too because sometimes I just get bored. I'm not kidding. Like some days I wake up and I'm PMSing and I'm like, I don't have a man to argue with. But Facebook will argue with me any day of the week.
Oh, they all will. Absolute freaking lootly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even. What are we talking about? Shit.
Genuine people, but it's kind of turned more into like this whole being strong. I don't want to say independent woman, just strong. I know my worth. I know my worth woman. It's the I know my worth woman.
Okay, well, know your worth in silence. You know, the whole fucking world needs to know it.
I agree.
Like, the person you're with either knows your worth or they don't know your worth. And if they don't, then you go find somebody else. Why are they sticking around?
Because they don't really know their worth.
She thinks so they think they're high value.
So yeah. So how do you tell a friend? Let's say you have a friend.
I don't have any of those, but okay.
Okay, this will even be easier for you to answer then. Let's say you have a friend. And they're this person. They are I'm a high value woman. I know my worth, but really you're like, mama.
You crazy bitch.
Right. How do you talk to your friend about that?
I just like their post and move on. It's not worth my energy.
That's not a real friend.
I don't have any friends. Maybe that's why. I just don't want to surround myself with not people that are at my same level, because I have a lot of shit I got to get through and work through. But I work through it internally, not externally. But she's definitely not somebody I'm going to come visit as a life coach.
Oh, I think it's hilarious that bitch is a life coach.
Or maybe I should go sign up and see what happens.
It's only online. I think they do like a retreat once a year.
Oh.
You could be a life coach too, also for $3.99 in a 6-week course.
No one wants to listen to me.
I don't think anybody should be listening to her either. It is what it is there. But yeah, so we have obviously talked about men, and a lot of people say that we bash men, and I really don't feel that we do, especially if they watch the whole episodes, and they don't.
They don't.
But in this particular case, I'm more focused on the women, and I'm focused on the women that are giving the good ones a bad name. Because they're going around and they're screaming, I'm an alpha bitch.
Especially at a certain age.
Yeah.
Especially at a certain age. These men that are in our same age bracket or even a decade older, they're just as defeated as all the rest of us.
The women or the men?
The men.
Yeah, they're so beat down.
They're so beat down because I feel like you have these women that are coming in and be like, give me validation. And by the way, my expectations are way the fuck up here. So come meet me up here. But I'm really down here, and I just want to be validated all the time.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. That is your
any man or woman to keep up with that. And why would you want to?
You don't. That's what I'm saying. Like how do we as girls, girl to girl, help ourselves out here? Because men can't change us, and we don't want to change because a man tells us to change. We want to take care of ourselves.
Go to therapy because y'all are all fucked up.
I had a conversation with a child yesterday, and that child is in therapy, and he said we play Uno, and sorry I diverted, by the way. He said we play Uno, and I was like, how much do you have to pay to play Uno? And yeah, and he goes,
$125 a session for 49 minutes.
right. He goes, well, see, here's the thing. Like, you can only get so much advice. And then it's just like, you want to play Uno?
I know a adolescent of that very statue that played Connect 4
Yeah,
the whole
yeah,
time.
yep. I think there's some like other card games happening too. Not a
Ugh,
whole lot of life advice.
poor baby.
And I was like, well, whatever. um,
But I don't know because I don't know. I don't know what to say on this because I look at people like that or women like that, and this sounds horrible, but I just don't associate with it. Like I just don't. I feel like the
I
people.
typically don't too. I guess I'm asking if there's somebody that's already in your life and you're recognizing maybe through your own healing process, you're recognizing that, hey, look, you're hurting yourself here.
I mean, I do say things, but in a very nice, polite way. As polite as I
I
can
don't
get.
know. Like
As polite as I can get. Let's say that.
this is a new thought that I've had. Like all I know is that I constantly see people complaining. Like it's just a constant complaining about the other gender or other people. And it's like, how can we help each other from the ones that we already trust?
Yeah, but are they? If you're constantly complaining, maybe you should look internally.
No, I'm talking about like the world. Just the world in general. Like we see it it's always in our face.
Yeah, the same. I think you should internalize what you're seeing, X out who you don't want part of yourself. Like
Mhm.
even the smallest thing, like on Facebook, I just snooze people for 30 days. Well, it resets.
I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, it resets your algorithm.
I didn't know.
So once you reset your algorithm and they come out of your algorithm because you snoozed them for 30 days, then you get new
they're not
people.
constantly in your face.
Right. And so if they come back at 30 days and they don't bother me no more and I don't see them as much because they're not in my algorithm, then I'll leave them. And
I didn't know I could snooze somebody. I will unfollow someone. It'll keep you friends, but I'll unfollow them.
yeah, just snooze them
Mm,
and it resets your algorithm.
I really don't like Facebook. It's just so like
I think, I mean,
it
that's
feels like the holidays all the time at your family's house.
criticism.
Just
The
constant
looking
judgment.
down, it's all judgment. And then you go look at those people that are judging you and they have 3 friends.
And they're uglier than me.
And all their posts are them like in front of a trailer or
Look,
like
at least they got a roof over their head. Although it's probably their cousin's trailer. It's probably not even their
they
trailer.
don't own a trailer. I don't know, but it's just funny. Like you and I would send pictures to you like when I was dating before I got remarried and you'd be like zooming in like, do you see that neon light on the wall? You may want to reconsider this.
Look, I still do that. Last year, I met this guy in Nashville, and he sent me a selfie, and I did exactly that thing. And I was like, those curtains behind him definitely look like an 80-year-old hung them like 40 years ago. So where is he? I was like, if that's his house, we got a problem.
Or when you zoom in and it's way too nicely decorated for a man and you're like, oh, he's got a woman somewhere.
Ooh, I went out with this guy one time that his house was decorated so nice, like really, really nice.
Mm.
Come to find out his wife died, and she did decorate it beforehand.
She's dead, so that's okay.
No, he major red flags everywhere. But the house was really nice. And there wasn't an actual like woman that lived there anymore, but he hadn't touched anything since she passed. Like white sofa and all.
Oh, let him live in his little
Oh, he can have his
And
white sofa.
his grief. Let him live in his grief. Little man.
Men are still the same all the time. They don't change at all ever. Anyhow.
I mean, I would like to, and that's never, I don't know if I've ever said these words to anyone that like you're saying, like, I've never been like, oh, I'm just a genuine person. Like, no, because I'm a woman and one moment to the next can change.
Yeah, but that's still your genuineness.
How? Like, it's not something I've ever said to anyone. Oh, this is, just me. I'm just so genuine. I'm just going to tell you how it is. But
That's not, whenever I think of genuine, that's not the way I think of it. I think of it as trying to live to your like most authentic self.
so genuine to yourself.
Yeah, which then
Not
should like
to
naturally
project.
right, exactly.
Should project into your surroundings and other people.
Right. Right. Yeah. No.
I mean, I do have friends, the very limited friends that I have, and even when I was dating, like on Tinder and things, I would go on and be like, oh, you represented yourself just as you were in your description or your photos or your, so, I mean, what you get is what you get. I mean, but I don't want to, it's not like what I'm really saying, but.
No, because it's not really a looks thing. It's more of like constant like looking for validation. But even there's a lot of people that walk around. Well, I mean, like bring yourself back to school whenever you were in school, like girls who were fake, and
All of them were fucking
they're
fake.
pretending to be something that they're not actually. And
All of
I
them.
will say that I've always attempted to be my authentic self, but I didn't always know myself.
Yeah.
So did I automatically fall into like this fake person category, but it wasn't on purpose?
I could totally see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Could totally see that happening.
And that's where you need
Not
a
with
friend.
me though.
I've said this before with like us talking here. Like I don't know what happened to me as a child that the fear of lying became such a thing for me. But so it's always been kind of a big deal to be as authentic as possible. But I will absolutely admit that even though I might have really been being my authentic, I didn't know myself.
Who does it? Who even know? We've talked
because
about this before. I don't even feel like I knew myself until I was like 42.
I know. I would definitely say my entire first marriage, I just modeled after my parents. Like I didn't actually, I didn't actually like
sense.
try to become my own person.
Mm.
But if you'd have told that to me then, I'd have fought you on it. And I'd have been like, I'm nothing like my mom. I am nothing like my parents.
You still say that?
Well, yeah, but now it's true.
That's still what you say. So I don't know. Well, I can tell you what Mom always said. You need to be as beautiful on the inside as you are on the outside.
Okay, well, there's so many things I could say about that.
That's what she.
First of
I
all,
don't know. So I
if
spent my
you're
whole
a
life.
four, you're a four. Does that mean I get to be an asshole to everybody?
But you know, in grandparents' eyes,
No, yeah.
you're just beautiful no matter what.
Beauty is in the beholder, or whatever they say.
Grandma the beholder at this point.
Grandma the beholder. So yeah, my thing as an old lady now is, if you haven't done the work to get to know yourself,
Say as an old lady,
yeah, as an old lady now,
you're not. Oh God, you just like made us sound like we're 60. Don't
Well-
say that because Mama might say you just said I was old.
hold on
Okay.
a second.
Now you sound like you're 90. There, that's better.
Go ahead and look at the ages of the Golden Girls.
Shut your mouth.
I am older.
Okay, Blanche.
See, but now I understand why Blanche was a hoe.
She was in her
Yeah,
sexual.
she was in her
prime.
feral.
God, they had gray hair and everything. Isn't that crazy?
The bad, like my grandparents had that hair.
All roommates living together.
Yeah.
I know. I saw that one time and I was like, nope, skip.
You can smell the Virginia Slims through the television.
I love that one. They had a spinoff from that. I don't know if you ever watched it. It wasn't as good.
Mm-mm.
Dorothy wasn't on it though.
What's the point then?
They moved to like Miami and bought a hotel.
They always looked like they were in Miami.
Well, now
They had to have been in Florida.
They were in Florida, but maybe they were already in Miami. I don't fucking know.
They had to have been in Florida though, because that's where you go to
So,
retire.
you're telling us we're in our golden age already?
Yeah. I mean,
How about rose gold? We're not there yet. Because that'd be
does that mean I'm wearing rose-colored glasses?
yes. I've been told. Look, talk about genuine. I've been, we talk about this all the time, the shit you get from it, but I've been told that I'm a hypocrite on this. So
On which part?
everything I say, I am a hypocrite of what I'm saying. So apparently we do have rose color glasses on.
Who said that?
Can't tell you.
Oh, that's juicy. I just get called a hoe.
What's interesting because it's a person that says, I've never watched any of it, but then all of a sudden they have a lot to say about it. But
Yeah, that happens a lot, actually.
so yeah, I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah, that happens a lot, actually. I got told yesterday that I bring up, and this was on social media. They were like, you bring up that you have a podcast every time. And I'm like, yeah, because I do. And this is how you promote it.
I hate stupid people. I cannot stand ignorance. I think, we talk about red flags all the time. And I don't know if it's a red flag, but ignorance in people drives me up the wall.
But what if we're more ignorant and we don't know it?
I'm not. Sorry. I'm not. I think, again, I'll be called a hypocrite, but I feel I'm not as much as I used to be empathetic towards people or empathic towards people. I can't read people as much as I used to, But
Is that because of brain fog?
yes,
Mm.
I blame it on the stroke. Absolutely.
What do I get to blame it on?
Age? You're in your golden years apparently, so whatever. But yeah, I do, but if it's a strong feeling from their like feeling from their presence, I can empathically can still feel something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You go back to being myself and being genuine. I think this is a turmoil in my brain, and it was only since I got sick last year I am struggling with it, an eternal genuineness. And I think
I wonder
I
why.
don't know, and maybe it's because we started this not long after I got sick. So if any of y'all watched the first like 10 episodes, stroke, totally no short term memory. I'm doing a little better now, but I do struggle internally, and I don't know if it's because of the comments we get, if I'm losing what I thought I was in my head, and my reality of what I really am is I'm struggling with. So you talk about internal genuine. It's like, am I? Am I representing myself the way everyone else that I perceive myself in my head?
I hear what you're saying, and and I can see where or why you would feel that way. I don't think you should. I think you should just see it as I'm being open minded to myself,
Mm,
like because you are being, you're being reflective.
yeah.
You're looking inward. Um, but and look, I don't love the criticism that we get, but I don't hate it either. I mean, it definitely humbles me,
That
and
was the question. Like, well, does it for you change how you feel genuinely internally, how you represent yourself externally?
real talk. The actual podcast and the comments have not. I've had some really good conversations with friends though that our podcast has sparked the conversation.
Mm,
And in those conversations, I've had some major epiphanies and realizations. One being
good,
the whole
bad,
well,
indifferent.
this whole single Leah like wifed up Leah is really messing with my head because
Wifed up, Leah?
because like single Leah and relationship Leah are so different. Well, I should but she's not. That's the point. Like that's what's messing with me. She's not, but I do have this whole I am loyal to a fault when I'm with someone. But then when I'm not with someone, I'm like, fuck all of y'all. I'm doing what I want to do when I want to do it, which doesn't really show well.
Well, goes back to if you're in a relationship, you haven't had that conversation, you're single.
Well, we're talking about just like outsiders from the outside, just looking.
Oh, so they're perceiving as you have something that you can bring on a relationship level, but they're seeing
They're not
single Leah and not seeing the value of a relationship Leah.
exactly. That has messed with my head.
You got to find a balance.
I agree, and then but then also okay, another friend and I talked about this. We are in our 40s. You are married, thank goodness, and I'm so happy for you that you're married, but I'm not. I don't think it's natural for us at this age or at this point in our lives in our golden years to be looking for
Rose
love,
gold.
looking for love and looking for someone to settle with. We're, we've done so much life already separately, and so we're asking a lot of each other, and that's not being taken into account. It's really not. And so it's hard.
You are. I mean, especially if they have children with someone else or they have other things, it's a lot to ask a person to come in to be that.
You really do have to learn to love their past as much as you love them because their past is part of who they are. And we don't talk about that. That doesn't come up whenever you're texting back and forth with somebody that you just met and you're going to go out on a date with and they already think they're going to get their dick wet. But these are the things that matter. These are the things that matter. And so single Leah can handle the texting back and forth and the dick wet thing. Relationship Leah is who's wondering what can I love your past? But how do you combine the two?
I think it's at our age is important to know the trauma to realistic point. Does that make sense? Like you need to know the past of the trauma to understand, because like we talk about, it takes 7 years to really even know a person. So it could be way down the hole in 7 years and be like, holy shit, where is this coming from?
I mean, just on surface level, you need all 4 seasons with a person to know kind of slightly who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I think we're in our 40s. And so if I meet somebody and even if their children are grown, even if their children are the same age as mine, that mother to those children, I need to have some respect for her and appreciate. And there shouldn't be so I kind of need to know who she is.
Side note, do you ever feel like if you're dating someone and they are single parents that you should have a relationship with the mother.
That's what I'm saying.
And like
I'm
a
starting to see
actual
the value in it.
text conversations,
Yes,
full
yes,
like
yes. And if they were younger, for sure. Now, if they're my kids' age or they're adult children, I think there needs to be a mutual respect there. I think the two of you should be able to sit down and have a conversation and there be kindness. But if they're still in the ages of like children, like growing, rendering,
so much hard work.
yes, you're mothering together.
Yeah.
And I do. And these are things that 2 years ago I would not have agreed on. And I think our podcast has triggered these thoughts.
So, are we true to ourselves and are we genuine to what we represent ourselves?
I think that if we are looking inwards and constantly being open-minded to our faults, yes,
But what happens if the person doesn't know their own faults?
that person needs to go to therapy.
If they're ignorant enough to not recognize their own faults?
That person needs to go to therapy. And that person is leaning more towards a narcissistic personality, which people love
Denial,
to use. Yeah,
illusion.
people love to use that. And sometimes people can have, we all have narcissistic personality traits. Some people have more than others. Some people can be led out of it. And I think somebody like what you're talking about is somebody could be led out of it, but they have to want out.
They have to be able to recognize internally.
Mm-hmm.
But I think too is with my trauma and my faults and my genuineness, going through being with such an extreme narcissist and so much trauma, I disassociated so much. My long-term memory, I've lost a lot of it because I think of that dissociation has caused it.
Same.
So then it's like, are you genuine? Because you're not really representing yourself on the level of trauma that you experienced.
Well, I don't know if you remember us saying this, and I think this has to do with the genuine thing is when I came out of my last long-term relationship, it was, Leah, you have to learn to trust your intuition. And I didn't know how I was ever going to be able to trust my gut again because I had trusted it so heavily in that relationship. And that's learning how to trust yourself is being genuine to yourself.
True. I think mine's broken.
Well, the whole disassociating thing, like I get, like I totally, and I think that's how I can have single Leah and relationship Leah because I protect myself up until I think it's safe. However, I get to that, like however I come to that conclusion, and so that I disassociate. Also, how I'm able to kind of like treat men and sex the same way men kind of do it. Like I can have unemotional sex. But strange enough, like I've said before, like I'm not going to have an orgasm because that to me is my like.
Such a waste of time.
Well, that's my vulnerable. I'm like, this is just a body, but you're not going to get a piece of me, which I know that's so strange. I know, like, yes, I know.
It's just a waste of time.
God, I hope I don't have any therapists watching. But well, it's not, no, it still feels nice. It's still nice. Like you say, you just want like the body weight on you. Like it's not nice.
Okay.
But I have gotten to the point where I really just don't want the body weight either. I'm like, just leave me alone. Like, just go away. Go away unless you're going to help me pay the bills. Because otherwise, I need to get back to cleaning toilets.
Ugh. No. That's why no.
But see, these are the things that in my 20s, and you too, even whenever we came out of our first divorces, I don't think that we needed to put so much focus and recognition on the same things that now we need in relationships.
Yeah, it's completely different from.
We've lived half of our lives.
Hopefully.
So I need to be able to love his first half as much as I love his second half. I really feel
That's
that
a lot to ask of a person.
it's also a lot to ask somebody just forget about the first part of their life to live a good life with you.
Oh, that's a tough one. Can that be done?
No, because you can't be true to yourself. You're not being genuine.
Because I can honestly say we've been together 11 years and there's still shit that comes out and he looks at me like, where did that come from? He's like, you never told me that story.
That's what makes life fun, though. I
don't think he enjoys as much of a wild card as I am, to be honest with you. Like the day to day, he's like, because he's very level, and I'm like, and
I wonder what it's like inside of his head.
Do. Thank God he doesn't watch this, but his friends do.
Odie and Garfield. For sure.
I don't know. So what do we learn about this?
This is not a learning thing. This is a ask ourselves thing.
or anyone ask yourself, not just you and I.
No, yeah, that's
And women,
everyone. That
ask yourself, are you genuinely representing yourself?
and then
the
whenever
way
you
want
answer it,
to? Yeah.
when you answer it, ask it again because the first time you answer it is probably not the truth.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Maybe,
and then also like be more understanding of other people's like if you are married, if you are in a relationship, ask yourself, am I loving that person as they're genuine? Like who they really are, or am I loving who I want them to be?
Dang. That's a whole.
I know, but it's true. These are like, if I'm gonna be old, I better at least have some freaking wisdom. I just have wisdom lines.
Well, apparently I pretend I have wisdom and I'm told I don't. So
Well, first of all, you got to pretend it before you have it.
okay.
You got to fake it till you make it.
Dang.
It's just
But-
you got to make it eventually.
So not only are you loving yourself and your genuineness, making sure you're loving your partner and the genuine person they are.
Yeah. So just like we have to do it with ourselves first. We have to know, like, start to learn who we are, because I don't think we'll ever actually all figure it out. We change, just like you said. But then we also have to be open and accepting of our partner, who they truly are, and meet them there and love them there. And that's where I think happiness is going to be found.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, people. I hope you learned something today.
Me too.
Drop the mic. She just dropped the mic on you. We just can't move it because we were told we get in trouble.
Yeah, because we had bad mic setup last time.
But thanks for joining us today, our unapologetic era, telling you the truth. Stay genuine. We love you guys. Bye.